Welcome, everyone, to our interview series. And now the group is Resilient, Worthy, and Unstoppable. And today we have the lovely Dr. Melissa. And I have been able to get to know Dr. Melissa over the last couple years. I can't even tell you how long. And she is this bubbly, sparkly magic that once she enters your life, you just want to keep her. You just want to hug her, you just want to keep her, and you just want to learn more about her. And there is always more to learn about her. So I'm curious, Dr. Melissa, how did you get started in really everything that you're doing? Because you bring a lot of wisdom and a lot of magic into everybody's life.
Wow, thank you so much. And thank you for the introduction. And I just love knowing you too, Kat. Uh, how I got started in what I have created now was I actually started in the beauty industry and
Hmm.
I was a professional makeup artist way back in 2001. I worked runway and then I transferred over into pageants around 2006. I worked for the Miss
Wow.
Oregon scholarship program. I was Miss Oregon's makeup artist for a number of years and skincare provider. And then in 2007-ish, they changed the laws in Oregon, which is where I was living at the time, that you had to have an aesthetics license in order to do makeup.
Hmm.
So I went to beauty school. I had no intention of ever going to beauty school because I was working at a makeup counter. Why did I need to go to school when I already had the job? But of course, they changed the rules, and so I went and I did that. But I happened to be working on my master's degree at the same time, so
Wow.
I ended up with this very cool dichotomy of natural health because my master's degree is in acupuncture and Chinese medicine. So one side of my brain is like all acupuncture, Chinese medicine, herbalism, blah. Yeah, let's go. And the right side of my brain is all like beauty and skincare. And this was all happening at the same time. And I got the bright idea of, well, what if I just combined and so, right about 2011, my first brand called Beauty Puncture was born, and it was a cosmetic acupuncture system that
Hmm.
was based on acupuncture combined with aesthetics. And
Wow.
I had a training program for a while. I trained some folks, we did some stuff. And then I found out that my own system was not resonating with me anymore because all of the people that were coming to my practice at the time, you know,
Hmm.
I had a pretty bustling practice in Oregon City, Oregon, which is in the metro area of Portland. And all these people that were coming to me were too sensitive for needles.
Oh,
So all of my research started going towards non-needling modalities. I
interesting.
honestly have not picked up an acupuncture needle professionally. Of course, I still work with family and friends, but I have not picked up an acupuncture needle professionally in almost 7 years.
Wow.
So that led me to learning more about body work, learning more about other modalities, really zeroing in on East Asian based nutrition and intuitive eating counseling and more herbs and more of the other stuff. In
Hmm.
this country, acupuncture, it tends to be the part of Chinese medicine that gets the bright light shown on it.
Right.
And all the studies are going behind it. But I found that unless you have the other things dialed in, you're not going to get the results from acupuncture that you even want to. So through my doctoral program, I started doing more deep research on self-care. And
Hmm.
that was where the self-care crown method was born, which is the framework that I lead my folks through in my programs. Now, at the same time as all of that was going on, I was doing a challenge with my clients. It was the 21-day self-love challenge, which I do every September. So stay tuned for
Mm.
this year. And one of the days of the challenge is do something that you've always wanted to do, but scares you a little bit. And what I chose, because I always do my challenges with my people, is that I was going to take a burlesque class.
Oh,
Oh, this was what? This was September of 2024.
cool. I didn't know it was
And
a challenge.
yeah, and so it was part of my challenge. And I went shopping around for a studio first. I had been taking some online classes because I was always fascinated by the history of burlesque, and I love all the glamour and the glitz and the the feathers and the sparkles and all of that stuff because
Yeah.
me and sparkles. We I was taking some online classes, and I challenged myself to find an in-person class. And my chiropractor is actually a pole dancer. And so he referred me to the studio where I ultimately call my home studio now.
Wow.
Yeah, so he referred me and he introduced me to the owner, Stephanie, who is just an incredible gem of a human. And I became part of the Bastet family very, very quickly. I took my first in-person class on October 26th, 2024, and I was on my first stage by December.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So it was pretty incredible. It moved very, very fast. I performed first with a troupe, and I still perform with that troupe. That's my Feather Fan Gals, and they're so much fun. And they were the first folks that I performed with, and then I did my solo debut in March of 2025, and I've been basically full speed ahead since then as a performer. I've performed in 4 different states. I've performed in many cities, and I do between 3 and 4 shows a month, either with my troupe or with my own self. I'm known as Sonoma County's plus size props queen. And so, to make a long story short, once again, I got into the why don't I combine this
Yeah.
earlier this year because I felt like I was living 2 lives almost, this
Yeah.
performer life
I
and
can
this
see that.
practitioner life. And so in January when we were doing our yearly planning with Katerina, I had this like ideal light bulb go off on top of my head. Went
Ding, 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 ding.
ding, 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 ding. I need to combine these two and just bring it all together because so much of this learning has been about me becoming my authentic self. And
Hmm.
one of the things that I do is help other folks find their favorite version of themselves.
Ooh, their favorite version. I like that.
I use favorite version because your best self isn't always your favorite version of yourself.
Hmm.
The when you're being good it's not always the most fun version of yourself. It's not always when you like yourself the best. And sometimes you find yourself too restrained. And so
Yeah.
I really focus on your favorite self and and the way that you want to be, and taking up space and living life out loud is really my ongoing thesis, I call it Stop Performing for the World and Start Headlining Your Life.
Ooh, yes.
So that's my slogan. So that's what I use in practice, that's what I use in life, and it's sort of one of my mottos to life. Besides hydrate, don't dehydrate, which you also know.
And somehow those are combined also in some way.
Hydration is the foundation of so many things,
Yes.
so many chemical reactions in the body. And hydration helps us move better, helps us sleep better, helps us digest better,
Hmm.
helps us do just about everything better. So grab
Yeah.
a glass of water whenever you can.
I have a big mug. Big mug.
Love the big mug, Cat. Love the big mug.
So, one, I'm curious, before you started burlesque, were you already a dancer or was that like your shoe into actually dancing?
So I was a childhood dancer. When I was a kid, I did ballet, tap, and jazz, and I did that for my whole youth. But I quit ballet in when I was in just about getting into high school, and it was because my ballet teacher told me I needed to lose weight, and I went into a shame spiral, and I had some major struggles with an eating disorder and a whole bunch of really not fun things. Then I got
Hmm.
really, really injured in college, and I stopped dancing for a really long time. And I'd still have my dance parties in my kitchen, and if you find me at a karaoke bar, I'm always going to be boogieing, but it just was not something that I did formally
Hmm.
until the pandemic. And when the pandemic happened, I started taking dance classes online from studios around the country because all of these places that I never got to travel,
Hmm.
they were all suddenly online, and I
Yeah.
could take classes with them. And so I took some technique classes. I still take technique classes from Australia, from Maison Burlesque, which is one of the bigger burlesque schools in the world. I still take technique classes from them because they have different styles that aren't taught around here.
Interesting.
So
That's cool.
yeah. And so online has really opened up a whole world of dance for a whole bunch of people who may not otherwise have access to it.
That's awesome. Now, what is, because I know we talked about your workshops and then
Yes,
this
yes, yes.
Showgirl Sparkle. What is
Wow,
that?
so Showgirl Sparkle is my brand new movement-based community that's going to be launching next month. I am super excited about it. It will have one focus for the month, so it might be gloves, or it might be a robe, or it might be a boa, or a faux fur wrap. And you don't have to have any of these tools at home, but if you do, it's super fun. But if you don't, you can always mime it.
Ooh.
And it will come with one class, and then you'll get some little other goodies from me throughout the month to help you focus your intention and all of that. And I will be having an online community connected to that so we can share about all of our fun learning and all of our sparkly goodness. And
Yay. That
yeah,
sounds
so
like
I'm,
fun.
oh, it's going to be so fun. And the best part is it's only going to be $17 a month. So,
Really?
oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I really wanted an accessible workshop based thing that I could do virtually
Mm-hmm.
so that folks can just get a little extra glow and sparkle in their week.
Yeah, because we all need a little more glow and sparkle in our week.
I think we do, especially in these times, especially when it's as gloomy as it's outside right now.
Especially
I
when
know,
spring forgets where it's supposed to show up.
I know. Where's spring? Where's my sunshine? I'm waiting. My birthday's next week. It's supposed to be sunny by my birthday.
All right, I'm going to put in a request for sunshine on your birthday.
Okay, thank you. Yes, it's next Thursday.
Yeah, I can't control mine because it's in November and it's usually,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That happens.
yeah. So, yeah. So I have to celebrate in the summertime and then just kind of wait it out in the wintertime.
Always celebrate your half birthday.
Yeah. There you go. I haven't actually done that, but that's a thought. I like that. So tell me about your podcast.
Well, yeah. So I have a podcast. It is called The Lovely Life, and it's just little bite-sized episodes, 10 to 15 minutes long, nothing too extravagant. That's just, I consider it like a little sparkle drop into your day. We talk about all sorts of topics on there related to self-care. My last episode was all about neutral affirmations, what to
Ooh.
do on the days when you can't muster up the super sparkle. Because as much as, as much as we show up for ourselves, there are some days that feel heavy and some days that feel hard. And having a resource for that has been really important to me. So I wanted to record one for all the folks out there. I also share some secrets of my AM and PM routines on the podcast. And I have some really fun stuff coming for the summertime too. So,
Ooh, that sounds
yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah. So it's the lovely life. And I give folks one simple task in each episode that will take you less than 5 minutes. So no excuses.
Do you hold us accountable to that?
If you join the community, I will, but of
There
course
you go. There you
all
go.
you. It's all you and how do you want to show up for yourself and how do you want to show up in the world?
Yeah, definitely. And I can see the power in your podcast because so often we are focusing on others and not
Mm-hmm.
bringing it back to ourselves.
And that's a lot of what I teach, and that's why I say become the headliner of your own life because we spend to make a stage metaphor, we spend so much time worrying about things outside of our control and
Yeah.
things like our backup dancers or our tech or a multitude of other things
Yeah.
when really focusing on our vessel on ourselves.
Yeah. I think my backup dancers have been on strike for about 30 years.
Boo. Oh boo. My whole vibe is about being unapologetically playful and unapologetically yourself.
Yes. Yes. And you portray that in many ways in showing up as your best and favorite version of you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's something that I have done a lot of work on, and I honor each and every person who is doing the work to continue to bring light into the world even on days when it feels dark, because I know that that reflects back out to the world. And that's
Hmm.
why I do what I do, because if you can bring a smile to someone, if you can bring a laugh to someone, if you can brighten their day a little bit, they're going to reflect that out into the universe, into the world at large. And I believe that the world would be a much better place if we all took a little time to sparkle and shine.
And with that, I think that is the perfect place to close out this interview and say thank you with so much heart and appreciation for you.
Ah, so much love to you, my friend Kat. I cannot wait to see you live and in person again. And I'm so glad that we got a chance to chat here on Zoom today.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mwah.